it was a study. And for each questionnaire that was filled, I used to earn 100 shillings. 100 shillings was a lot of money those days. But the patience and the grit that it required, because doctors being busy, you have to wait. Sometimes they've forgotten because it's a hard copy questionnaire. But I did that job for the rest of my 3 years in campus until 6th year. And that opportunity got me to socialize a lot, to network a lot. I built my social capital as a medical student right from the university. And simply because I became vulnerable and went and asked a lecturer and said, look, I need a job. So I think I had someone, when you're doing introduction, someone asked him, identifying a name is attractive employee and saying, I'm a student, I need an attachment. And I think she got it. She was told how to do it at least. I hope she'll get it. So sometimes it takes that courage to simply be vulnerable and stand up. And so in campus, I was the type of student who had a TV, I had a small, I love software. And I'm telling you, women, there's no harm there's nothing wrong with wanting software. Yeah? Work hard for it. If you want a different kind of lifestyle, you have to work hard for it. So in university, because of that kind of patience and grit and whatnot, I managed to live the life that I wanted to with money that was mine. So I think from a young age, I learned to one, live within my means, but two, to live within my money. I mean, to have my own money. So that really shaped how I viewed money later on. So in terms of this title, my entrepreneurship journey is not based on medicine. It's actually based on my other passions. And sometimes I say it's good that these career talks are happening because we didn't have it as much. In our time, I went to a school in Kikuyu, me realize that I can do much more than what the career is offering me. Even within the career, I think you've had that I sit on several boards, I co-chair, stuff. And for me, it's about how do I give back to the community. So you can turn your passion or your other things in life that you enjoy doing, or within also your engineering space, into entrepreneurship. So that's the kind of that's the title of the outline of the presentation. So we just go through what are the personality traits of an entrepreneur. What does it take, especially for a woman? All this is geared towards women. Things to remember: the challenges and the ecosystem and whatnot. So I found this slide interesting because I don't know whether it is real. And tell me if it's true, but sometimes I find it hard to be boxed into a space. And I think that's how people have dictated women should be. At this age, 18 years, you're in school, go to university or college, finish, get a good job, then get a good man, get married, have children, and then after having children, society doesn't know what to do with you. And I'm telling you, it's a quagmire. The 30s to 40s, if you've checked all those boxes, you realize society doesn't know what you should be doing with yourself. And I think at a young age, I see most of you are very young, it's important to define your life outside of society. Because society will tell you this, and then you reach a point where you don't have those instructions anymore, and you get to be in a very confused space. And that's the time where, if you did things that people do in teenagehood in early 20s, that's the time when you start doing them, and sometimes they come with consequences. So with women, one of the traits that we have is that we have tolerance for risk and imperfection. In terms of we are willing to go the extra mile. We have a bit of stretch in us. And many of you, if you're parents, that characteristic is really tested in that time. So that tolerance and for risk and imperfection allows us to be very good entrepreneurs if we fix our mind to it. I'll give an example. So I love traveling a lot. So I started this group on Facebook called Wanderlust Diaries. And it just stemmed from my love for writing and my love for traveling. So when I travel, I write about it. And I go following from just people who are interested in where I go, what I do, because I like to break down travel to break down the myth that travel is expensive. But another thing that I love is I love art. And that's why I said perhaps I may not have chosen medicine if I had better career guidance. But I love art, African art. I love promoting things that are authentic and real. And so I started this Airbnb called Coven Cottage. So Coven is also like UB. So Coven is from AMAKOVE, and Cottage is AOTTAGE. And I had this site, I had some money somewhere, I plowed into it. A lot of money, actually, it was my pension that I went and got it from one of my employers. And it was, with this image of people who want to come to a space where it's calm, there are trees, the ambience was very good. In my opinion, the ambience was very good. There were birds, and I tried to use local artisans because those are the sustainability conversations. Using local artisans, no single-use plastic was there, and basically a lot about sustainability. Then I put a price to it. And it was during the times of COVID, and I got people coming because guys were looking for spaces to hide. But now the Kenyan mentality, at least the Nairobi mentality, is Airbnbs were there for parties. And the location that I chose was a suburban location where we don't talk about parties here. We are all quiet, minding our own business, looking after ourselves. So long and short of it, after 1.5 years, I could not sustain the business. Because when COVID opened up, Mutai Kagwe said now, people are free to travel, they're free to mingle. And so I had to shut down. And shutting down for me was painful. It was not about the money, but it was just that disconnection from my baby. It was because I put my everything into it in terms of my creativity, my marketing, my whatnot. And it would have been very easy for me to say, you know what, I'm down. I don't want again to deal with this thing. Kenyans don't appreciate art and whatnot. But I told myself, okay, what else do I have? So I gathered my things, gave notice to the landlord, gathered my things, went and built a mabati structure somewhere in another farm, and went and stored them. Remember, these are very expensive things in that cottage. And I told myself, I'm going to open Coven Cottage again. And right now, as we speak, for those who follow me, I am actually transforming an aeroplane, a jump aeroplane, as we were told, into another cottage. Yeah. So it also took a lot of risk because, again, I'm risking that you're going to come and patronage that plane. But I think as women, we have that extra capability of pushing ourselves another step further. Of course, you have to do it with a lot of planning, don't just jump into it. But I think one of these characteristics is very important for entrepreneurship. They say over 50% of businesses fail within the first 5 years. So it's important. When you fail forward. So failing will happen, but fail forward.